Listen, when it happens, it'll happen. I'll let you know. Okay? What's so unusual about meeting my own party leader?
The buzz around a rift inside the Congress grew louder this week, and on Thursday, Shashi Tharoor chose to respond. Not through confrontation, but through optics, words and timing. The Congress MP met Party President Mallikarjun Kharge and Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi inside Parliament. Soon after, Tharoor sent out a clear message. He said they were on the same page as they move forward in the service of the people of India. The post included a photograph. The language was warm. The signal was deliberate. Outside Parliament, Tharoor doubled down. He described the meeting as constructive, positive and forward-looking. He said there was no problem. He said they were moving together, and when pressed further, he pushed back. He reminded reporters that he has always campaigned for the Congress, across states, across elections, with consistency.
Rahul Gandhi और मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे साहब के साथ क्या डिस्कशन हुआ? What all discussed, sir?
Look, I'm just going to be very brief about this. We had a discussion with my two party leaders, the LOP and the Congress president, and we had a very good, constructive, positive discussion. All is good, and we are moving together on the same page. What more can I say?
But sir, इस तरह की खबरें थी कि आप अपसेट हैं, आप नाराज चल रहे हैं, आपकी नाराजगी दूर हो गई?
Honestly, there's nothing.
So will you be campaigning
there? I can't even hear.
So will you campaign there?
Yes, sir, are you happy with the meeting, sir?
I've always campaigned for the
So was there any discussion on chief ministerial candidate of the party or campaign committee
That
chief?
was never the issue. I'm frankly not interested in being a candidate for anything at the moment. I'm already an MP. I have the trust of my voters from Thiruvananthapuram. I have to look after their interests in Parliament. That's my job.
Sir, discussion on
I'm not looking for any new job.
Discussion on Kerala.
Did you tell them about the fact that some party leaders may not have been very charitable about you? Did you mention that?
Tharoor had skipped several top-level Congress meetings in recent months. Some of them involved strategy for Kerala. That absence fueled chatter, and that chatter had deeper roots. The relationship visibly strained after the Pahalgam terror attack last year. Tharoor publicly praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's handling of the crisis. That praise did not sit well with his party. Congress leaders openly mocked him. Some accused him of seeking proximity to the BJP. The tension deepened when the BJP invited Tharoor to lead a cross-party delegation abroad. He accepted. No other Congress leader was invited. That moment changed perceptions, inside and outside the party. Tharoor later addressed the controversy head-on. At the Kerala Literature Festival, he said he had never violated the Congress line in Parliament.
That even the BJP, now this is an interesting thing. You may remember, I wrote about it at that time in 2014 when the BJP came to power, there was a lot of talk that they would scrap the constitution and bring in a new constitution. It was even reported that the RSS ideologue Govindacharya was writing the draft of a new constitution. And yet, the BJP's Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the constitution was his holy book. In fact, in his first speech ever to the US Congress, joint sitting of the US House of Congress, he said the constitution is my only holy book. I mean, as I point out, that's not strictly accurate because it's the Bhagavad Gita that he gives out to visiting heads of state and government. But the message was still, that's how he sees the Constitution as sacrosanct. And the result is that even those who rejected the Constitution as the RSS had done, have now embraced it. So I would say that we have a Constitution that has stood the test of time, that has withstood a succession of government changes of different political parties, and now has even witnessed the ascent to power of a party whose philosophical forebears in the RSS had explicitly rejected the Constitution, and yet the Constitution has survived. Political question, I was here to discuss the Constitution and not politics, but let me say very clearly, if you look at any of my public statements and record, I have at no stage violated any of the party's positions in Parliament. The only issue on which there's been a public disagreement on principle has been about Operation Sindoor, where I did take a very strong stand. Let me say to all of you that I remain unapologetic about that, because after Pahalgam happened, I myself, as an observer and commentator, which I also am, In Parliament, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have business people. We also have some writers, and I'm one of them. And as a writer, I had written a column in the Indian Express, the North Indian Express, which I think I gave the title after Pahalgam. They gave it the title, Hit Hard, Hit Smart. And what did I advocate in that article? I said, number one, this cannot go unpunished. There has to be a kinetic response. In other words, we have to hit them. I said, equally, we are a country focused on our development. We do not want to be dragged into a prolonged conflict with Pakistan. And I said, we are a country dependent on external investment. Investors don't like war zones, so we can't take a step that will turn India into a war zone. Therefore, hit only terrorist targets, a finite number of them, and signal very clearly that we Indians are only attacking terrorism. We're not attacking Pakistan. It's Pakistan's inability and unwillingness to curb terrorism that has obliged us to do this. And I said, don't give Pakistan any further excuse for escalation. This is what I wrote. It's in black and white. You can Google me. Hit Hard, Hit Smart, Shashi Tharoor, Indian Express. Now, you can imagine my astonishment and frankly joy when 10 days later or whatever it was, the government of India did exactly what I recommended. Now, how do you expect me to criticize what I myself have recommended? I supported it fully throughout Sindoor and afterwards. Secondly, when the government sent me, they sent many other leaders of many other parties on multi-party delegations. For some reason, my party did not like my doing this. Apparently, you can speak to them and find out why. But as I said publicly in response, and I will repeat again today, it was Nehruji who asked the very famous question, who lives if India dies? When India is at stake, when India's security, national security and place in the world is at issue, India comes first. Political parties are important. They are a vehicle to create a better India. We can disagree with each other on the ways to do that, but whenever India's interests are involved, India prevails. That's my very simple answer. Thank you all very much, and Jai.
Thursday's meeting appears to be an attempt to close ranks, to cool speculation, and to project unity. For now, the message is simple. Shashi Tharoor says all is good. The Congress leadership says nothing to contradict him. But in politics, optics matter, silence matters, and timing matters. This meeting may not end the debate, but it resets the frame. And for the Congress, that itself is the point.